Hey, it's Raven Renee, and welcome back to my channel. So recently I did something that pushed myself out of my comfort zone, and that was camping. And I've been camping before, but I have never been camping alone and in a different country. So if you'd like to hear about my experience camping alone, then keep watching. So on a whim, I decided to take a camping trip to Canada, and I don't live too far from Canada. It's like a 6.5 hour drive from where I am. I decided on, was it Wednesday? So I decided on a Wednesday that I wanted to go to Canada and camp for the weekend. And by Friday, I was packed up. I had my tent, I had my sleeping bag, I had my dog. You can't see her, but she's laying on my bed behind me. And we headed up to Canada. I've been camping before, but I've never been alone. And so as a solo female traveling, it was a little scary, but it turned out to be a really, really cool experience. The drive was so pretty. Driving up the North Shore from Minnesota all the way up into Canada was just, oh, it was so beautiful. It was a little overcast for part of the way, and then the last half of my journey it was like super sunny. I'll try to include some pictures during this video. So I camped in Kakabeka Falls. They have multiple campgrounds throughout the park. So that's outside of Thunder Bay, about 30 minutes. And it was such a beautiful spot. It was a good campground. They had shelters for bathrooms. They had a water fill station. Overall, it was really clean. I'd say it was really buggy, but that's to be expected when you are camping in the woods. The mosquitoes were a nightmare. I had to constantly be spraying bug spray, which, yeah, I got bit up pretty bad. So that was not fun. Got up there on Friday, and then Friday night, I was setting up my tent. It was like 7 or 8 o'clock, and I've never set up a tent by myself, and this one seemed relatively easy. And I got the poles in, and I just couldn't get the tent up and put the poles into the ground. I don't know what was going on, and after like 10 minutes of trying, one of the poles broke, and I'll include a picture. One of the poles snapped, and I was so upset. I was like, I wanna go home. I'm done, I'm going home. So I called my partner, and I was like almost crying, and I probably was crying a little bit, but I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, the tent is broken and I can't get it up, and blah, 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 blah. And he let me rant and gave me some advice, and I was like, you know what? I just need to eat something, and then I'll try again. So I was hangry. My dog was also just wanting to run around and be next to me and kind of explore, and then eating stuff out of the fire pit. And I'm like, okay, I'm overwhelmed, I'm overstimulated. The bugs are biting me, and I can't get this tent up. It was too much. So I put my dog in the car, I ate a bagel, and then I tried again, and luckily I was able to get the tent up. Still with a broken pole, that's fine. It was still good enough to sleep in. So the first night was rough. I felt homesick. My friends were, they were gaming on our usual like gaming days, and I couldn't be with them, so I had FOMO, and I was like, oh, I hate this. And yeah, I cried myself to sleep that night. But that's okay. It was a new experience. I feel like for me, the first night in anywhere new is a little rough, just because of the change of scenery. But what better way to push myself through that than to expose myself to change? The second day, Saturday morning, was amazing. It was such a difference from Friday. I woke up, I took Valkyrie for a nice walk in the morning. It was cool, and there was this beautiful like wildflower field right outside my campsite. I just stood there for like 10 minutes just looking at it. It was so beautiful, and the birds were chirping, and you could just hear the slight breeze in the trees. It was just It was so lovely. I got so many pictures of Valkyrie in front of there. And then I decided to get ready and go explore the falls. So we headed down to the falls, and it was about a 2-minute walk from our campsite. And it was something. There wasn't a crowd in the morning, which was really nice. It was a good way to start my day. It was very peaceful. Valkyrie got lots of compliments, literally from like anyone who saw her. They were like, oh my gosh, she's such a cute dog, and she's so pretty. Is she a Dalmatian? I'm like, no, she's not a Dalmatian. The whole thing. So we got lots of pictures of Valkyrie in front of the falls. After that, I decided to head out and grab some breakfast. So we traveled to a little bit outside of Thunder Bay. We went to this really cute coffee house. It was so cool. It was called Dolce Coffee House, and they had a really nice outside patio. Dogs were allowed, not inside of course, but so I grabbed all my food, and I got what did I get? I got like an egg and ham and cheese like bagel and a bubble tea, and that was so good. And then I grabbed Valkyrie out of the car and we sat outside. They were so nice. They're like, oh, does she want some water? And they brought over a water bowl, and the people behind me were talking with me about Valkyrie, and it was such a nice morning. After that, I called my mom, and she suggested that I go to Sleeping Giant. It's like I think it's called a provincial park. Because she's been to Thunder Bay before, and so she was like, oh, like go see like this, and there's like a sea lion tail. It's just a rock formation, but it looks like a sea lion. And so I was like, all right, it's about an hour away from me. Like it's only like 12 o'clock. Like, let's go get this day started. We left the coffee house and we drove all the way up, and that was, oh my God. Guys, the views in Canada, immaculate. I love it. There's no like, on the way there was no like big billboards, advertisements here and there. Like if you live in Minnesota and you drive on 35 up north, it's like there's Chris Lindahl just right there. He's everywhere. And there's just billboards, and it's so ugly. I don't want to look at it. But in Canada, it's so beautiful. We got to Sleeping Giant Park and we hiked like literally the whole day. It was a little hot outside. I feel like I would rather have done that in the morning when it's a little bit cooler, but we managed. There were some shady parts, which was nice. We hiked on I don't remember what the trails were called, but it was the one that leads you to the sea lion tail, and we got lots of pictures of Valkyrie again. Like this whole trip, I was just like, I don't care about pictures of me. Like I just need my dog. Like she's such a traveler. Like I love it. The water was like a beautiful blue-green color. Like it was super clear. I wanted to swim in it. I didn't bring my swimsuit, unfortunately, and I don't think that would have worked with Valkyrie, but it was like, it looks like the perfect temperature, and I just wanted to like jump in after a long hike. I definitely want to go back there. They had a lot of cool campgrounds within that park, and I think the next time I go to Canada up in that area, I want to camp. I think it's called the Marie Louise Lake campground, but there were so many people there, and it just looks like a really cool community, and I was like, this is cool. Everybody had their boats and like their tubes and like everything. It was really cool. And then Saturday night, headed back to the campsite where we took another hike around Kakabeka Falls. There was like a trail kind of in the back, and it had some more views of like the river and the falls, so we did that. Oh, before that, oh my gosh, I forgot. There was like this, I saw it on Google Maps, and it was like this, like, not a cave, I don't know what it was, I'd have to look it up, but it's like, it popped up as an attraction, and so I was like, oh cool, like let me go there. I didn't do like any research on it. I was just like, put it into Google Maps and let's go. And then it like took me to this very like shady back roads, and I was like, there's nobody here. There's a lot of private property that says like, don't enter, like you're trespassing like on either side. And I was like, okay, well this is still a road, so I'm going. And then it pulled me up to the spot where this cavern was supposed to be, and it was like nothing. I was like, there's no like, there might be like a little trail, but there was like still like a don't trespass sign. And I'm like, I don't like this one bit. So then I turned around and I was like, I'm getting out of here. So I left. I did not get to see this really cool cavern, but that's all right. I just didn't have a good feeling about it. So, so yeah, that was a little freaky, but went back to the campsite. We were super tired from hiking and spending all day outside. So we went to bed pretty early because we were gonna wake up early and head back home. We were in the tent by like 9 o'clock. I think I was sleeping by like 10. Yeah, then we woke up early, we got packed, and I didn't even care about like folding everything up. Like the tent, I took the poles out, I put all those away and like all the stakes, and then I like folded up the tent a little bit. I didn't even put it back in the bag. I just shoved it in my car and I was like, I'll deal with this later. There's too many bugs, like not even my sleeping bag. I just took it and shoved it into my trunk and got Valkyrie loaded up, and then we headed out and we went home. Overall, it was a really cool experience. I would definitely do it again. I think I would get a sleeping pad because I had a yoga mat because I didn't have a nice sleeping pad. So I brought a yoga mat, and that didn't really do anything for the rocks and the hard ground. So next time I'd definitely bring that. But overall, I was like warm, it was good. Like I didn't have any trouble with like the temperature when we were sleeping. Valkyrie did really good. She didn't have any accidents in the tent, which I'm very happy with. Yeah, I would do that again. I think I would be a little more prepared. Like I'd bring a better cooler, or another thing, my food, like the ice bag that I brought. See, I'm not prepared for anything. The ice bag that I brought melted, and it soaked one of my dinner items, which was a bagel. So I had 2 bagels, one that I ate Friday, and then I was saving the other one for Saturday. And then it was just, it was so gross. I wrapped it in tin foil, so that's my mistake, instead of a plastic baggie. But yeah, it got all like mushy and water filled, so I threw that away. And then some other trail mix that I had also got ruined. So basically all the food that I brought, gone, couldn't eat it. So most of the food I ate on my trip was stuff that I purchased at like fast food places, but that's okay. I'll know better for next time. I feel like it really reinforced the idea that I want to live on the road. I want to do van life or bus life, whatever comes first. I feel like a bus would be better suited for me because it has more room, and that's kind of what I need for Valkyrie, and I just have so many ideas that I do with the bus. It's not really stealthy. I've come to the conclusion that I don't really need stealth. If I'm wanting to be out in public land, BLM land, like I don't really need to be stealthy. That's not the point. I'm not going to be staying in cities and neighborhoods, so yeah, I think a bus fits my lifestyle better. I'm very happy that I challenged myself to go do something scary. I would highly recommend doing a solo trip somewhere, especially something that makes you scared. Just push yourself out of your comfort zone. Make sure that you do take safety precautions before you go anywhere, though. I do want to emphasize that. I'm very fortunate that I have a dog. Not that she would attack anybody. She's very much a lover, but it was nice taking her on the trails because she's a hound mix, so she's got a really good nose. She's got good ears. Like if she hears anything or smells anything before I can see it, then she'll let me know, which is really nice. Yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys what I was up to a few weekends ago and keep sharing my life with you. I think that was the push that I needed to feel more comfortable with doing things alone and being in situations where I can't always control what's going on, and working through that anxiety. So I'm really happy that I did it, and I suggest everybody else do it too. I am looking forward to making more videos of me exploring, and hopefully one day when I have a bus, hopefully in the next year, and making videos on how I'm building it and also my travels with it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more of me, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. I hope you guys have a beautiful week and that you do something scary. Bye.